Hello, everybody. Welcome to our third Pitch Club Live. And I am absolutely honored to have the wonderful, amazing Audrey Pantelis here with me today.
Hi.
Hey, Audrey, how are you?
Very well. How are you today, Martin?
I'm good. Like I just said in the chit chat, I'm a little bit tired because these two were up and about at like 12 a.m., 4 a.m. I had to get up at 5 a.m. to do some work. So now I'm a little bit like, I shouldn't say this, but I'm a little bit. But as soon as we started talking, I was like, yes, I've got my energy back. Like,
yeah,
it's that sort
come
of
on.
But I'm feeling good. I am ready for this. So how about you, Audrey? How's your day?
Oh, very good. Thank you. Yes, I've had a good day today. Nice and steady. I'm having a nice steady week, really, which is great because next week is quite busy for me. So I enjoy the quiet times before it all gets a bit crazy. So yeah, I've had a good day today. Thank you.
Fantastic. So Audrey, tell everybody what you do.
Okay, right. So I'm the founder and director of Elevation Coaching and Consulting, and I'm an education consultant I suppose, to nail it down. But actually, I wouldn't necessarily nail myself just to education. But because I've been in education for 30 years, that's kind of where I've ended up at this particular time. So I offer three kind of main strands. The first being leadership coaching. And I coach head teachers and leaders in education, as well as senior leadership teams as well, so group coaching. I also am an equality, diversity and inclusion trainer and consultant, and again, mostly schools. I'm supporting them in their journeys and helping them to develop strategy in that particular area. And the third thing I do is school improvement, which covers mainstream and special educational needs, which is my background. But I have worked in both phases, and that's kind of my bag, really. And I'm also, through education, I'm a chair of governors at a non-maintained special educational needs school, which is actually primarily for children and young people with autism. And I am also a governor at a well-known private school or public school, depending on which way you like to look at it. But yeah, that's what I do.
Wow, that is busy.
Yeah.
How do you expect to be here with us? That's amazing.
Well, you know what? For the right people, you get my time. You're the right person.
Wonderful. Wow, thank you. So is your 30 years in this field, how did it start?
How did it start? Good question. It started with as an advert at university. So during the summer, I was helping writing some soundtrack music for a student film competition. And so I was still on campus, and I saw this sign that was looking for an assistant. And I thought to myself, oh, assistant, oh, that simply means, oh, they just want someone to help. And it was in the music department because I'm a musician. And so I thought, oh, well, I can do that, because I didn't really have many I had no plans, actually. I said not much in the way of plans. I had none. And so I thought, I'll go along. And I turned up, and then they said, actually, we want you to be a teacher. I thought, oh. And I wasn't qualified. I just had my degree. So I just went, well, I'll if you don't mind taking me on without my teacher qualification. They went, yeah, that's fine. So I did that, and I thought, I'll do it for a year, and then I'll go and get a proper job. 32 years later, here I am.
with 5 proper jobs.
Well, yeah, with a number of proper jobs and quite a number of schools and a headship and all kinds of things under my belt as well. Yeah.
So I had no idea about your music background. So you went to university for music?
I did, yes. I did a joint degree. I did it in music and radio, film and television studies, so media. So this should be good. This should be my thing. It's not necessarily, and it wasn't then. But the thing I did have a love of, and it was funny, we were just talking about it just before we started, was we talked about podcasts, but radio was always my thing. Always loved radio. Always. Yeah. And so have had a real interest in broadcasting and talking and expressing and sharing since then. And in fact, it goes before that, even when I was a young child, when we used to have tape recorders and recording. Do you remember when you used to put the 2 buttons down to record? I'm that old that I used to do my own tapes and things like that. So yeah.
Same. I think we're in the same bracket.
Yeah. Does that make us geeks or something? I don't know. Yeah, radio geeks.
Old geeks. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually talking. I posted something on LinkedIn the other day about some of my bus sketches. So I used to take the bus from the 65 bus from Ealing Broadway to Kingston.
Ah, yes, I know that side. Yep.
Yeah. And so I used to sit there on the bus drawing people in my little sketchbooks. I had like an hour and a half in rush hour traffic crawling through London. And I had a Walkman. I never had a Discman, so I've never bought a CD. So I went from tape to vinyl and now streaming. But anyway, I used to sit on the bus and I used to record GLR and listen to
London radio. Yeah.
Back in the day.
Honestly, well, we're both Londoners then, yeah, because I'm not far away from you because I was based in Wimbledon. So there you are. So I know that bus. I don't know it well, but I know that route. I know that side.
Yes.
There you go.
So we have that shared experience. And then how do we know each other now?
Okay, yeah. So we know each other through a mutual kind of connection, Colin Moby. So Colin, I know from somebody that I used to, in fact, when I was getting my website, when I was becoming Elevation Coaching, I was looking for a brand designer. And the person that did my brand designing was somebody that actually I didn't teach him, but he was at school when I was a teacher, when I got my first head of department job in Nottinghamshire. And so he did my work, but he also did Colin's work. So he, my brand designer, said to me, if you want to just double check who validate my credentials as well, contact Colin. I spoke to Colin, then I connected with Colin, and then Colin set up a group. And it was in the group. I think Colin asked a question one day on LinkedIn and within the group, and I answered it. And then you immediately responded with a sketch. And you said, "This is great." And I thought, "This is great." And I love the fact that you were so instantaneous with your sketching. So I think I connected with you, and that's it. You've tried to probably lose me, and I'm a bad penny.
No. I remember exactly what we sketched. It was a little character jumping,
leaping. That's right, because the phrase was "leap and the net will appear."
That's right. Yes. And then now we're both in Pitch Club, which is why
we are. Yeah. We are.
So for anyone who's listening who doesn't know, let's see if we've got any people joining in the chat. Doesn't look like it, but that's not a problem. Let me open the chat. Maybe I'll see people. So we anyone who's listening later or live, Pitch Club is a weekly community, and we're having one in about an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Where we meet every week and we share 5 3-minute pitches. And the whole point is to give people more exposure to a platform, to the spotlight, to feedback, to community, where we can all take what we know is a really important skill, pitching, improve it. And so you're a fantastic member, Audrey, which is why we're here today talking, because
love it. Yeah,
it's great, isn't it? It's like,
it is.
Compared to other events, pitching events, we're a level down from startup events because anybody can come and pitch at Pitch Club. And then the audience feedback and participation is amazing, isn't it?
I think so. And I think, you know what, that's the thing I think that keeps me coming back week upon week, is because of the community, the sense of community that engenders. So the first time round when you turn up, you will come in and you're kind of blown away, because it's actually quite I'm not saying that we're ultra professional or we're not professional, but it is quite a slick setup, because actually there is a process, but it's not processed in a way, because it's still raw, but it's really good, because actually what you're getting is all these different facets of feedback. So you're recognizing your own stuff, so you get a chance to do your self evaluation, but then you're also getting it from your peers, which is great, and they choose to give it to you, and it's always constructive, never personal. So that's amazing in itself. And then of course it's recorded, and then you can look back at it, and it's just great. It's like a 360 of feedback. Yeah. It's really cool.
I mean, it's so interesting you describing that with your education background, because 2019 I did a postgraduate PGCEI.
Yes.
From Nottingham University. And basically I did that because I used to be based in China, and I was living in China and was thinking, well, actually maybe I need to go in and start teaching. And so I got a teaching qualification that I was thinking I could use in Southeast Asia, but now I'm in Europe. I don't know. I can't use it. It's an international teaching qualification.
Oh,
yeah.
that's a shame. I'm sure
But
some people recognize it.
nonetheless, it gave me a massive insight on assessment, teaching, discussion, all
Yeah,
those amazing things. And I think it's so interesting what you highlighted just then, that it's the feedback loops, it's the assessment, it's the
it
peer.
really is. Yeah, yeah. It's essential, you know, Martin, because I think without that, we often we can take at face value just that first kind of gut reaction. But actually, one of the things that definitely is in education, that always has been, but now even more so, is that kind of triangulated approach of getting more than one perspective on how things are seen. And I think with feedback, that's it's essential now, rather than just reading those 3 lines that either say, you know, those 3 words, please see me, you know, or this is good, or a paragraph that doesn't kind of give you enough. Getting it from a different perspective, I think, is just essential. And Pitch Club does that for you. So you can come away thinking, okay, yeah, I didn't know how to do that, but other people have told me this and told me that, and they've given me strengths. But it's great. It's great. So you come away feeling empowered and like, yeah, I can do it. I can do it.
I mean, that's so good for an educator with your experience to highlight that, because that's what James, the founder, embedded. And that's what we've always talked about, is like the feedback loops is what differentiates it from other events and keeps yourself and people like Andrew and Colin and Kate and all the amazing community members coming back, because we are part of it. We're not just sitting there kind of going, oh,
That's
I'm listening
right.
to an expert, because like, who needs another Zoom call right now?
Yeah, come on.
Exactly.
Ten a penny, yeah.
I just want to double check. I'm going to quickly put a pin in our conversation because I don't know if we're streaming live. So I want to do a quick live check. So
Okay.
I pushed all the buttons that I normally press, but when I look on my phone, I should see my live stream here.
Oh, right.
And I
And
just
you're
want
not
to make
seeing
sure
it.
that our amazing conversation is not just between the two of us.
Oh, as lovely as that is.
I know, as soon as that would be.
Yeah.
So do you mind just can you grab your phone and have a look, see if
Yeah,
you're streaming?
of course. Of course.
Because what I don't want to do is for us to mess this up. However, we will, if we can't figure it out quickly, we'll just keep going, because we might be streaming. We don't know. Everything says live and everything is happening.
It should come up on our feed, shouldn't it? It should be saying,
yeah.
No, I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not showing. We're not live, are we?
Professional. Waiting for broadcast, it says. All right, let me end the stream.